Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we are in Midtown Meadows, which is in Bridgeview, and I created two guys. I can't remember their names. They're supposed to be best friends since childhood. Before I get into anything else, let me just say I was not happy with the build, and I played them for a couple of sim days, and they just didn't gel. And I couldn't understand why, because I gave them the exact same personality traits. And I made them be best friends. And they're just not, how would I explain this? They're not, you can feel it sometimes. You can tell when two characters you created just aren't working out, and that's exactly how it felt with these two. It was just really awkward. The story plan I had for it was that the black guy's grandmother, passed away and left him this house. So him and his buddy moved in. So it's still, in the old-fashioned stages, but they're slowly fixing it up to suit their own tastes. They're both tech gurus. They do the gaming on weekends, and they're going to end up doing that for a living, being YouTubers. But I don't know. It just didn't work out. I don't even like the house. Everything about it, there's something depressing about it, and I just can't put my finger on it. So I think with this one, I'm just gonna delete the whole thing and maybe yes, I am going to do another one, but not right away. I'm gonna try to do the other lots first, but I think this has got to go. I just wasn't feeling it. And apparently the guys weren't feeling it either. So I don't know what happened. Because I went in here with grandiose ideas and high hopes. And somewhere along the way, it just lost steam. I don't know. This is a first for me. Well, probably not a first for me. But it's been a long time since I've had something go this far astray. And I hope you don't think it's too depressing. I don't know what happened. It's odd. I just got a bad feeling about the whole thing. And so I'm going to let it go. I put a lot of work into it, and I wanted to give them a chance to see if things could turn around or change. And it's so weird. I know I'm being overly whatever. The thing I got stuck on yesterday is so stupid, and I went back and listened to a couple of the previous videos, and I thought I had mentioned it, but I didn't hear it at all. So all I was trying to explain was about the income. Now, I know I have said before that I give them a lot so that I can build and give them things. But when it's all said and done, I take that away. What does a sim normally start out with? $20,000, $24,000? That's usually what I give them to start out. After I've taken care of everything. Their bills and their games and their toys and their plants and their landscaping, and I just make sure I have enough money so I don't have to keep adding more and adding more. So that was all I was trying to tell you yesterday, and it was so silly. So silly. And if I have mentioned it before, I apologize. Because like I said, I listened back to a few of the previous videos, and I could have also gotten sidetracked, and started looking at something else and not really listening. Who knows? But that was all I was trying to tell you in the last video. Also from the last video, this isn't a retraction about the COVID issue. I just sounded pretty, I don't want to say stupid, although some of you probably might think that. I sounded pompous, and obviously that's not what I meant to do. It's like, yeah, people are getting really seriously ill here, and all I care about is my Diet Coke. That was not my intention. I just hope you guys understand that going in. I hope at least some of you are thinking, well, she probably didn't mean to say it that way, instead of going, wow, what a witch. But anyway, that's beside the point. Here's my thinking, and here's how I always think, and it's probably convoluted, because I know people are stupid. There's no doubt about it. I'm stupid sometimes. But I do not believe, or maybe I just don't want to believe, that people who do have serious illnesses are not dumb enough to go wandering out in this type of an environment asking for it. And they're the ones that need to take the most precautions. And those around them need to be aware, because I have mentioned this before. You're not the only one in the world. We have to think about other people. And you might be infected and not even know it. So you're running around having a good old time, and some poor slob had to go out and get some toilet paper. But he's type 1 diabetes, and now he's infected. That's wrong. But I would hope that the seriously ill person, or someone who has a condition that would compound if they got an illness, that they do stay home, and they have someone to cater to them, their needs, take care of them. But that might not be the case. There might be people out there who just can't be helped, I understand that. Like I said, I am stupid about a lot of things, but not about some things. I just believe that our government is too close and remotely involved in our lives, our personal lives, and that is where I draw the line. That's all I'm saying. They treat us like we're all 6 years old, and we need to be led around by our pinky finger, or we're all going to die. And it's insulting. I don't believe that the average person is that ridiculously stupid that they can't even remember to breathe. That was all I was trying to say. And I still stand by the fact that my bringing in my own cups that I wash and clean and nobody else touches, and I would not let anybody else. If somebody else touched that cup, I would throw it away and get a new one. That's just how I am. I just think that's far more sanitary than going into any store, any drugstore, anywhere, after 80 million other people have been in there and fingered every single item on every single shelf, especially including the pay registers, typing in their passcode, the drink fountain, touching all them buttons with their fingers. That's gross. That is where you spread the disease. Because if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 72-hour festering period before it finally dies away. But I did not mean to sound discompassionate about the situation, because that's not the case. All I can tell you is I do not believe that we are as stupid as the government makes us out to be. That's all I'm saying. And I could be wrong. So moving on. Hopefully apology accepted. I talked about our income. Yeah, I talked about this build. So depressing. I kept going with this thing, thinking, well, I got to do something. And I tried to cheer it up, and so I gave it light colors. Well, the inside, like I said, the interior, this is Grandma's house. So it's going to look dated. I did that on purpose. It was just the two guys. Maybe giving them both the exact same traits. Confident, geek, who loves the outdoors. I gave that to both of them. Maybe that's what didn't work. If they're too much alike, then they kind of just stay to themselves and don't really interact or anything like that. It was kind of sad. But it's not the end of the world. I can come back. It's no big deal. Oh, the 4th round results came out today for the new stuff pack, which, again, I'm not that interested in. My rocker did not win. I'm so sad to see that. That is the most stereotypical rocking chair of them all, and sure enough, that's the one that won. I believe I chose the second of 4 choices. I can't quite remember the design, but it was a slightly different from what you would normally see. Because and I think I've mentioned this before, they tend to make items and try to convince you that they're brand new. But when you're looking at them, it's like, we already have this chair, we already have this rug, we already have this. All you're doing is like changing one little thing or twisting a color combination, and you're calling it new, and it's not. The only things I chose that I noticed that won was the knitting bag. I chose that one because it had the knitting needles on the side, and I thought that was clever. The work table, I was not impressed with any of them, to be honest with you. I can't be certain based on what I saw, but they look huge and they look bulky. And then they're asking you to stick them together. I will guarantee you, you put that in a room and it's going to take up so much space that it's going to be like one of the massive 8-seater dining tables, 10-seaters. I wasn't impressed with that, so I didn't really care which one of those won. What else? Oh, and I really wanted that clown. The thing that you can make if you're knitting or crocheting. One of the Grimm won, and I think the puppy dog won. Big surprise. I chose the clown. I thought he was so cute, and naturally he didn't win. So there's that. Oh, I'm supposed to say happy St. Patrick's Day, too. Today's St. Patrick's Day. We had our corned beef and cabbage. It's our favorite meal. But my gosh, is it expensive. $18 for the corned beef. What is it about corned beef that makes it so expensive? I don't know. Is it because it's processed? Is it processed? I have no idea what kind of a meat. What is corned beef? Beef? Yeah, beef that's cured. Cured beef. Oh, maybe it's the beef that's expensive. I changed the roof here, by the way. What you see in this build. I don't know what I was thinking. I think I was thinking dormers. I don't know how to make real dormers. So I tried to make fake ones with the roof. But I fixed it. So you'll see it in the end. I didn't make them a pond this time. They have a pond behind their house. Oh, it's right there. But I was thinking about that. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in a video, but I wish that the fish they catch could go into the ponds that you make. I don't know why that isn't an option. I have no idea. But that would be nice if they could do that. Instead of having to keep them in fish tanks. And speaking of fish, I had no idea. This is, again, me being dumb about the game since 2017, and I'm still learning things. All this time, I have not been making any food that I don't have the ingredients for. And apparently, that's dumb. You can still make the food without the required ingredients. Now, see, I'm calling myself dumb, but that sounds dumb. What is the point of having the ingredients on the item if you don't need them to cook the dish? I never knew that. Also, I never, ever, ever put my caught fish or my picked vegetables and fruit in the refrigerator. I always kept them in my inventory, especially the food. Well, not cooked food. Cooked food was the only thing I ever put in the refrigerator. I did not know that you could put fish and fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator. I never knew that. Does it last longer if you do that? Because fish that I catch, I either cook right away or plunk them down into a fish tank so that they don't die. And I shouldn't say tank, they're bowls. I don't have either pack that comes with a fish tank. So I just get them little fish bowls. I line the houses with them. And then everything I catch, I plunk in there. Because I believe salmon and trout, tilapia, and then any fish you can use to cook the fish and chips, and I believe fish tacos. Gosh, fish tacos sounds so gross to me. That's something I will probably never try. It just sounds so unappealing, and I love fish. But I'm just saying, I never, ever put fish or fruits and vegetables in my refrigerator. So I will start doing that, but I still want to know if that makes them last longer. Because I know if you put a fish in your inventory, it's going to go bad real quick. But I've never noticed my fruits or vegetables going bad, ever. So I don't know what is the point of putting them inside a refrigerator. I'll have to find that out. But this is me watching more videos and learning things, and it's horrible how much I still don't know about this game. It's crazy. And yes, this was another build where I had major difficulty with the windows. It's like, where are they going to go? How am I going to do this? But I did want to stick with the light color. And normally on this lot, Midtown Meadows, this is the neighborhood where I will build. I'll give them like a little bar where they can go in after work. And then I give them a nightclub and a gym. And then usually on this lot, it's either a house that's like big enough to almost be a hotel, or it's a park, a major type park with a lot of things to do. But this time I thought, no, I'm going to have someone live here. Because this area, just this area here, reminds me of up north. Like past Saginaw, going up towards Alpena. The houses look like this. I've been in a couple houses like the one I built. Not entirely like it, but close enough. Like here, this rounded foyer, there would be like 4 exits. I blocked off these ones in the back because of my kitchen. That's what this is basically being mirrored off of, is my memories of those homes up there. Huge 1800s houses. I guess you would call them Victorians, because she was queen at the time. I can't do those spiraled roofs, so I can't technically call it a Victorian. But I gave it as much of that feel as I could from memory. So the wallpaper's dated. The flooring is dated. Now this room, it was probably, well, back in the day, that would have been servants' quarters next to the kitchen. And so I changed this so that they had two places to entertain. And then upstairs they have their work area. And I gave them their little gym and a TV seating area where they can play their games. So I tried to take care of them as best I could, but I didn't want to go overboard with modern updates. I don't think it turned out bad. I'm not saying that this is a bad build. I'm saying the feeling. I know that sounds so stupid, but it did not speak to me. It was not. Why is my microphone ticking? I hope you guys can't hear that. It does that a lot. I don't know. Whatever. It wasn't a bad build. It just turned out to be a bad feeling. So I'm gonna scrap it. But I can always come back. It's not that big of a deal. It's just kind of making me a little nervous because after that first build at Avarice Acres, and I had so much fun and everything worked out great, and I spent a whole week and a half with the guy, and we went to work and fishing and had all kinds of fun, and then after that it was just over. I couldn't get Optimist's Outlook. That crashed on me, and now this. I hope that's not a sign of things to come. I really hope not. Oh well. We shall see. But I like this neighborhood. Actually, I like them all. I really like Newcrest, if you haven't guessed. This house, I don't know what happened. And yes, I think I just told you, I have made this house before. Not quite like this. And it is based off of homes I've been in. So it would be mid to late 1800s style. Just not on the exterior. Well, a lot of people updated their exteriors anyway. Kind of sad. I love those pumpkins. I'm sorry. Some of them have the cutest faces. And the hodgepodge windows, my thinking was to go for as close to yellow as I could, and some of them worked and some of them didn't. Some of them were slightly off, but I thought, older house, you're going to get things like that. I'm not too upset about that. But I think one of the issues that I had with this, and I know I've said I enjoy playing guys more than girls. Not entirely, but I'm just saying that, let's just say out of 5 builds, 3 of them would be guys, 2 of them would be girls. And unless they're a married couple, I don't know, guys just seem to be easier to work with. Girls, I think too much. Would she like this color? Would she want her bed here? Is this tub really the one that she would enjoy soaking in? Is this flower the kind of flower she would... Guys, I don't do that. They don't care. So that's what I mean by easier and more enjoyable. But why are these 2 guys just not... The black guy popped up first. And I said, okay. And I immediately got the story idea from looking at him. I'm like, you need a best friend from elementary school on up. Grandma's going to leave you this house. And you two together with your burgeoning careers as YouTubers can, scrap this old world stuff and make the home more your own. And it sounded like a fun concept, but man, did it go downhill fast. The minute I got in here and I had to take pictures of them and everything. All right. One thing that annoys me, and I know I've mentioned this before, is that They immediately get on their phones instead of interacting with one another. That's all these two do. If they're not on their phones, they're on their computers. And there's so much for them to do together, and I made them best friends. But they're just not interacting, and that upsets me. That's when I just want to say, all right, I'm going back in a cast. You guys are out. I tend to do that. And I think that's where I lost hope. So maybe I could have given them, I don't know, another chance, but I did play them. I tried, and how can they be two separate people if they have the same personality traits? I don't know. But then, I just told you, I don't know too much about this game, even after all the years that I've played. I thought for sure that they'd get along well and do everything together and at least talk when they ate. They don't even do that. Oscar was out at the pond and the blonde guy was out digging, so he met Oscar. I don't know. Not too much left to say and not too much left in the video. I didn't want to do music. It's hard to find music that's this long, and for whatever reason, these videos are taking forever. I don't like the idea of a 30-minute video. I can't imagine anybody wanting to watch me for 30 minutes, much less listen to me for 2, you know? I'm sorry they're so long. I sped up this walkthrough. The walkthrough, again, it was another one. I think it was 24 minutes long. It's like, is the house that big? Good heavens. Now here, I showed you the second floor balcony, but I never gave you a shot of the first floor balcony. But if you've watched my other videos, I guess you'd know I have a table and 4 chairs and a barbecue on the first floor patio. I don't know where else to put them. You know what? If I didn't have seasons, I would put it anywhere I wanted. But I've mentioned this before. Seasons just scared me so bad after a number of thunderstorms destroyed so much of my equipment, and it's expensive to replace. I'm absolutely terrified to put anything outside anymore. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, we still got about 3 minutes. At least I remember that basketball court. I was so happy. I kept looking at this space going, what am I going to put here? See, this is what I'm saying about the difference between guys and girls. I don't care about their landscaping because they don't care about it. So I gave them a lot of bushes. I covered certain things with bushes. They have their pond here. I put trees around to hide their pool so they had more privacy. Although the pool is on a side where nothing could be built because the ravine is there. I did give this gate a separate color on purpose, so that's not a mistake. It just, I don't know. If it had been girls, the landscaping would have been meticulous, so. They have so much to do, and they're just not. I don't get it, and I don't know. Not gonna worry about it. It's over. There's a hole in my roof, and I can't understand why. At the front door on the second floor. Obviously, on the second floor, the roof is above the second floor. But it's wide open there, and I don't know what I did wrong. Because the roof was closed off. So I have no idea. Oh, that was another funny thing about them bees. They both have the gardening traits. But the black guy gets stung all the time, and the white guy just walks over there and nothing happens. But they're both bonding with him. And the black guy's the one that keeps saying, I want to bond with the bees, I want to bond with the bees. And I'm like, you keep getting stung, why would you? All right, well, that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.